Today, we're going to give a basic introduction to forensic science. So, first, what is forensic science? Well, forensic science is the application of scientific methods within the criminal justice system. And specifically, forensic scientists use various skills and tools to collect, analyze, and present evidence in order to solve crimes and successfully convict offenders. Now, there's been a significant impact of forensic science. It's resolved numerous criminal cases that could not have been solved through traditional detective work alone. So, now let's take a brief look at the history of forensic science. The origins of forensic science can be traced back to the 1800s when body measurements were used to identify criminals. They would measure your limbs and other parts of your body. And this is actually called anthropometry. It's the practice of measuring and documenting an offender's body. So when they would arrest someone, they would take all these body measurements, and that was their attempt at identifying that person and documenting who they are. But this had its limitations. There are similar characteristics among people. They can have fairly similar body measurements, and there, when measuring them, there's the possibility of error as well. So this method proved not to be very reliable at identifying people. So next came a transition to fingerprint identification, and this is called dactylography. It replaced anthropometry, and it's been highly successful, and it's still widely used today. The next major advancement in forensic science occurred in the 1980s with the ability to decode DNA. And this became a really reliable method for connecting suspects to crime scenes and identifying human remains. And as technology progresses, new collection and testing methods have been developed, and this allows investigators to obtain useful DNA samples from even small or degraded specimens. So that's a little bit of the history of forensic science. Now, as for the applications of forensic science, first, uh, it can prove elements of a crime. And here's what I mean by that. Forensic science helps establish the evidence to prove motive and opportunity and intent. So forensic scientists are really good at gathering evidence. And through the analysis of physical evidence, forensic scientists can provide crucial information to support the prosecution's case. There's also the use of verifying or discrediting the victim or suspect's statements. So you can use what the forensic scientist gathers to either validate what they say or cast doubt on what they say. Next, you have techniques such as DNA analysis, fingerprint comparison, and forensic pathology. All of these can provide evidence to support or contradict statements that are made during the investigation. You can also use you can use forensic science to identify suspects, like we were just saying a minute ago with fingerprints and DNA. And you could use this even to identify deceased individuals. So when you find a body, you can use it to identify them. And this would also include dental records. You can look at teeth and use those to identify, was this a human being? Was this an animal? You can look at the DNA and so on. And then forensic science can also be used to establish a connection to a crime scene. So, for example, techniques like blood spatter and fiber analysis and ballistics, those can tell you how a crime was committed and can even link people or objects to that crime scene. All right. We want to look now at the types of forensic science. There's several here. The first is forensic anthropology. So, forensic anthropologists specialize in analyzing human remains, particularly bones or decomposed bodies, and they assist in determining the age, sex, and stature of the deceased person, as well as identifying any signs of trauma or disease. Next, you have forensic odontology. Forensic odontologists focus on the identification of individuals through dental records and the analysis of bite marks. They compare dental records with the teeth of unidentified bodies or bite marks that are found on victims to aid in the identification process. Next, you have forensic psychology. Forensic psychologists contribute to criminal investigations by providing expertise in areas such as competency evaluations, conducting interviews with suspects and witnesses, and creating criminal profiles. Their insights into the psychological aspects of criminal behavior can assist in understanding the motives and develop better investigative strategies. Next, you have medical examiners or coroners. These play a crucial role in determining the cause and manner of death in suspicious or unexplained cases. Through autopsies and other medical examinations, they provide really valuable information to investigators. Then you have firearms and ballistic experts. These types of experts analyze firearms, bullets, ammunition that are fired, and they try to match them to a specific gun. Next, you have biologists. They specialize in organic matter from crime scenes like blood and hair and tissue samples. And they can extract and decode DNA to identify individuals involved in criminal activities that link suspects to crime scenes or victims. And last here, you have chemists or toxicologists. Chemists or toxicologists evaluate poisons and other chemicals that are found in bodies or crime scenes, and their findings can help determine the cause of death or establish the presence of toxic substances in criminal investigations. So those are different types of forensic science. Before wrapping up, we want to talk about advancements in forensic science. So forensic science has witnessed pretty significant advancements in recent years that contribute to better accuracy and reliability in investigations. Chemicals like luminol and hemident have been developed to identify blood at crime scenes, even after there have been attempts to clean them. And blood spatter, I should have said this first, blood spatter analysis has become a really important technique used for recreating crime scenes that provides insights into the direction and distance that the blood traveled. There's also been microscopic advancements. So matching bullets or torn pieces of tape have become more refined and accurate. You can look at the markings on bullets under a microscope and more accurately match it to a particular gun. And there's just been ongoing development of new technologies in general that, again, help make the findings more accurate as investigators do their work. So, in conclusion, forensic science plays a vital role in the criminal justice system by employing scientific methods to solve crimes and bring offenders to justice. Through advancements in techniques and technology, forensic science has become increasingly reliable in identifying suspects and reconstructing crime scenes and matching evidence to its source. Various disciplines, including anthropology, psychology, biology, they all contribute to the practice of forensic science, bringing specialized knowledge to investigations. And as technology continues to advance, the use of science in the criminal justice system is expected to increase, further enhancing the field of forensic science and its impact on solving crimes.